It actually worries me a great deal because I think that as much as delays have gotten worse over the last couple of weeks, everybody here is very worried that we're going to see more delays, more stresses on the people who are actually making the aviation system run, and more problems for both the consumers. It could be a disaster.
But as we go into November, travel picks up as people start to look at going to see their families. Kids come home from college. And if you don't have air traffic controllers who are being paid, they may want to stay on the job, but they cannot. They're going to have to go take a second job, and you're going to have mass issues throughout the airspace. People will not be able to go from one place to the other because of the government shutdown, and I hope Democrats don't take it to that point.
That's Vice President J.D. Vance and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warning that holiday air travel will be a disaster if the government shutdown goes on much longer. Overnight, departures to Orlando were delayed by an average of nearly 3 hours. Washington's Ronald Reagan National Airport also experiencing 90-minute ground delays. The chaos prompting Delta Airlines to issue this statement, quote, Delta Airlines implores Congress to immediately pass a clean continuing resolution to reopen government so that our air traffic controllers, TSA, and Customs Border Patrol officers charged with the safety and efficiency of our national airspace can collect the paychecks they deserve. President Trump also writing on Truth Social last night, it is now time for the Republicans to play their Trump card and go for what is called the nuclear option. Get rid of the filibuster and get rid of it now. Joining me now is Missouri Congressman Sam Graves. He is the chairman of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. Mr. Chairman, I want to get your thoughts on this. But first, here's what Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, told me yesterday.
Okay.
It's a global embarrassment that these Democrats are doing. And you're right, Maria, we are starting to eat into the economy. And, you know, imagine this. The day after Thanksgiving is the single biggest travel day in America. And as you said, airports are starting to close. And when families are not able to get together, they are going to blame the Democrats for this. And I hope that they will hold them accountable, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
So, Mr. Chairman, you're the chairman of the Transportation Committee. How bad is this getting?
It's getting bad, Maria. It really is. The fact of the matter is that we have the controllers are showing up and they're doing their jobs. But can you imagine just how stressful that would be to be going to work and not getting paid, particularly in such a high-stress environment as that is? And is the airspace safe? Absolutely, it's safe. Are we going to have delays? Absolutely. There's going to be delays as a result of this.
So, I mean, you know, they're not being paid. They recognize this fight underway. What do you think it's going to take to get the Democrats to understand this is a seriously risky bet and this is seriously hurting the economy at this point?
It is a risky bet. It is hurting the economy. And the answer is so simple. Let's reopen the government, pass the clean CR, reopen the government, and then we negotiate. Then we start talking about these issues that Republicans have and that Democrats have. That's how the process works. That's how it's supposed to work. This doesn't have to be this way. And when you're playing roulette with people's lives, with people's paychecks, with aviation safety, with the economy, it's not good for anyone.
A new Fox News poll shows Democrat socialist candidate Zoran Mamdani's lead has narrowed since early October, but he's still ahead by double digits in the New York City mayoral race. Metropolitan Transportation Authority CEO Jano Lieber is slamming Mamdani's free bus plan, calling the plan half-baked and much more expensive than originally proposed. Mr. Chairman, how do you see this?
Well, this is interesting because in my home state of Missouri, and Kansas City in particular, they tried this. And fortunately, they are doing away with the process. What happened was all of the buses became homeless shelters. I had a picture of one particular bus, and they had draped a blanket over 2 seats, and they were living in the inside the bus. They turned them into toilets. They're a mess. And ridership went through the floor. It just backed off completely. Assaults on drivers, they're the ones that took the majority of the assaults, and then passenger disruptions that required police or security intervention, it skyrocketed. And so what they ended up doing was eliminating the process. So this is very not well thought out. It is a problem. It's been seen in other areas, and it will never work.
I mean, you know, when you look at the idea of free buses, who's going to be on those buses? Probably lots of homeless people, right?
Yes, anybody can be on those buses.
Right.
And that's what it ends up being, because they're warm. They can stay there as long as they want to, and so they literally turn them into campsites. That's what they do.
That's unbelievable. Meanwhile, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem announced more than 140 illegal truck drivers were arrested as part of Indiana's Operation Midway Blitz. This happened yesterday. More than 40 of those drivers had commercial driver's licenses from states like Illinois, California, New York, all the sanctuary cities. Fox News obtained this video from Arkansas of a driver who could not even communicate in English. Watch this.
You understand English? You do? Why did you park here? No, no good. Is there anybody else in the truck?
Well,
Is there anybody else in the truck?
my company.
Your company. Okay, you don't understand English. Pants. Put your pants on.
Hey, son? What?
Put your pants on. Pants. Put some pants on.
Yeah, okay.
You don't understand English. What company do you work for?
My company, California.
Your company's called California?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't understand me.
Wow, 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 Mr. Chairman. First of all, he doesn't understand any English. How is he reading the signs on the highway to follow the law? And then he's in the truck with no pants on?
Yeah. Well, you know he's not reading those signs, and you know, this is a result of President Biden's open border policy. And we have these individuals everywhere. And now we have states that are catering to it. Look, if you're going to drive a commercial vehicle in the United States, these are 80,000-pound trucks running up and down the interstate. If you're going to drive in the United States, you have to be able to understand our laws, you have to understand English, and you have to understand law enforcement. It's that simple. We have qualified drivers here in the United States, and we need to be taking care of them and not doing this. This is scary to know that this individual is driving an 80,000-pound vehicle up and down the highways, and we've got our families on these roads as well.
Well, this is just unbelievable. And it takes me back to the Democrats. How is it possible that the Democrats allowed a wide open border under Joe Biden's direction for 4 years? There's been no accountability for that. And now they're keeping the government closed and keeping everybody hostage because they're not getting what they want. Again, completely blowing off the wishes of the American people. How is it possible that this keeps happening?
Well, that's a good question, and we're going to continue to see these things. We're going to continue to see them pop up as we have millions of illegals in the United States, and this is one thing we are going to tackle when we're working right now on the surface transportation bill, or the highway bill, in Congress and in my committee. And this is one of the very things that we're going to address and we're going to tackle and try to do our part to clean it up. But we're going to start seeing more of this, unfortunately, as a result of all of these illegals that were just allowed to walk into our country.
Unbelievable. When are you going to work on the highway bill?
So we're
Next
doing
year?
that. Nope, we're doing that right now. We intend
Even
to
though
have
the government is closed?
Yes, our committee is still working.
Okay.
We have to move forward with that, and we hope to have it out of committee the first part of next year, and then have it off of the House floor by spring. So we are working on that now.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for your work.
Thank you.
We'll be watching. We so appreciate you. Thank you.